I don't think I've ever looked any of you in the face and just said thank you.
Okay,
I don't think so. I mean, I really thank you. I thought about it. I was in my bathroom when I take a shower. So many things happen in my head. I was thinking in my head, that, how many people would like me if I didn't do the job that I did. You understand? Oftentimes, who we have become is also who we are, so we must accept it. But supposing you were not that person, how many people, knowing that they cannot benefit from you in any way, how many people will like you? And I took that decision in the bathroom that I wanted to actually make concerted effort to be a better person towards those people who like me regardless of, anything. And you ladies are one, and I'm saying it now on national TV. For example, we don't pay you to do what you do, and you come every week in, week out. I mean, that's the beauty of the kind of relationship we have. I harass you as though, as though there was, you're not benefiting in cash or any way. This is a friendship that has come onto television.
Not everybody will do this.
It's not
everybody.
You know what I mean? I'm saying
Which is why when you got the men here last week,
Exactly.
without telling us,
you didn't even give us the opportunity to come and respond to them.
I know we should take our own opportunity today.
So
And take them.
we almost went on strike.
What exactly was wrong with the men's panel?
Because you didn't call us.
Exactly. We could not respond to all the spurious
Some of these arguments they
put forward.
Okay, let's be very, Nkechi, you are a figures person. Figures are facts person. Going by figures and facts, let's agree that I couldn't have brought you on the show.
Why not?
Because it would have become a live class. There would have been too many people talking. So structurally, we couldn't have done that.
Do you accept
excuses? We will have found a way.
So what if you have become a live class?
There's a way.
Okay, shall we find a middle ground that we can do a mixed panel one of these days?
That's more like it as an apology.
That's what you should have said in the beginning.
Okay, now. I'm not sorry.
You see, I'm very quiet and I'm just looking at you.
Okay, so the other part of this fact-finding mission, to remove him, because they're always saying that women are too emotive. Although I like that point that men made last week, that when it matters, women are not emotional. If there's a problem to be solved, women will solve it.
What the chicken with her babies?
Right.
You try those babies.
Yeah.
And she would. Okay. So now, what part of that conversation last week did you have bones to pick with? Let me start with you.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great opportunity to see, because as women, especially on this show, we talk a lot. It was so fantastic to see their own perspective, especially on a lot of issues that we've talked about with regards to giving power to women and all that, and especially the point they made about, you're talking about the man who is dysfunctional and you want him to give you something. How is that possible? And the fact that power, nobody ever gives power to anybody. You take power by yourself. It opened my eyes.
So what I appreciated about the conversation was the fact that they mentioned that women don't truly have a way of mentoring younger women. There's a lot of us now in positions that we find ourselves actually got there just by scraping and struggling. There wasn't any one of those women who had achieved a particular status that took it upon herself to find the next generation of women leaders. There hasn't been that concerted effort. And so the onus is on us now, who find ourselves above middle age, knowing that we'll probably
talk for yourself.
We probably live more years than we're going to live. Therefore, it is time. Let me put it very succinctly. We've lived more years than we're probably going to live.
Once again, talk for yourself.
Yes.
Please.
So we need to find people that we need to now mentor, the new generation of female leaders, and not have to be picking them out one after the other. Just keep mentioning the Ngozis and the Obis and the Doras and what have you. Those ones too, after having achieved, they should find another set of leaders so that we don't have only 3-4 names we mentioned. We will now have them in dozens, and from dozens we go to hundreds to thousands. The political program that's coming up seems to want to do that. But women are going to be their own best helpers. Right. And so the earlier we realize it, the better it is for everybody.
And I like the fact that it was not just in politics they were talking about, in every aspect of life.
I could have benefited from somebody who had been in business and might have been able to say, do this or do
I
that.
want
This is how it
to
happens.
find out, where do we start from? Because it's easy to say, do this, do this. At what point because there may be somebody listening today who might think, I'd like to do that. What pointer can you give that kind of person? Where do you go look for those kind of women? Is it from school? Is it already on, in the workforce? Where are you going to find the kind of women you can look and say, okay, let me mentor this
It's in
one?
the social life, the social aspect of your life. Look, whether it's
We
in
don't
church,
have that social life. That's the issue.
you do. Whether it's in church, whether it's in church, whether it's in
either
yes,
in
work.
even in extended family, in work,
Exactly.
in
Can I
church,
I'm
even if you start
fascinated
with
by
one
facts and
person.
figures today.
Okay.
Once again, thanks to Nkechi. Part of the discussion we had last week was that, if you remember, Wole was insisting that the system was already in place somewhat, and we went back to so many things we had right culturally, we just have abandoned them. When they spoke about that initiation period where they take young boys and they take them perhaps into the forest and they do all kinds of, some of the things they do on the surface, it's not just about jumping and being brave. What they are teaching them, endurance, perseverance, discipline, all of those things, to prepare them for leadership and to be men, in society. It's the same thing, because I always felt a bit self-righteous. I have always mentored women. I'm great with younger women. Younger women love me. I talk to them, all informally, and very important. Particularly in my field, I feel there must be more women, not only in front of the camera, behind the camera, as editors and papers and so on and so forth. But we've never done it structurally. And what I took away from last week is that at least for the media, I am going to start a process of doing that structurally, not just the ones you bring in, but actually also go out and
look
find
for them.
And not because one wants to be praised. I don't care if anybody appreciates it at the end of the day. It's that's the right thing to do. And that's actually the way we
right thing to do.
Exactly. I think, yes, we need to actually go out and look for them.
So we have to be we have to be more structured
about
in
it.
the way we go about. And I was running away from it before because it's become some kind of racket. And what I'm now, the other thing I've learned as a grown woman in 2007, one thing that I've grown up about in 2007 is to be less reactive, because so many things annoy me. I just push them all away. So even though some people are using mentorship and all of that as a racket, it doesn't mean then I should just say that these people are their racketeering. Exactly. Why don't you do the proper thing?
Do the right thing.
Let me tell you the way, let me put it very clearly. The way I think about it is, pardon the French, but it's damned if you do and damned if you don't.
So why don't you just go ahead and
just you do? Right.
Exactly. So I have just said that it doesn't matter what you do. Ebisu Obey put it very clearly that there is nothing in that song, Kete Kete song, that there's nothing.
Kò sọ́gbọ́n tó lè dá, kò síwá tó lè hù, kò sọ́nà tó lè gbà tó lè fi táyé lọ. Translate into Igbo.
There is no wisdom that you can bring. No behavior that you can do. No way, no path that you can take that will please everybody.
Exactly. So please do what
my new sign-off tune for 2007 is never explain.
Exactly.
Your friends don't need it. Your enemies